Yeah, welcome to today's episode of Family Circle on ABS Television. My name is Favor Madiebo, and the topic for today is polygamy and the family. And with me to talk about this topic today is Venerable Christian Chinwuku. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, the presenter.
And also with me is Ngozi Dike. She's a teacher. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Viewers, you are welcome to this occasion.
So on today's topic, we are looking at polygamy and the family. When we are talking about this polygamy, we're talking about polygamy has to do with a woman that is married to more than one husband at the same time, and also a man that is married to more than one wife at the same time. That is the topic we're looking at today. We want to start this topic by asking Vika, what is polygamy? Tell us what polygamy is.
Polygamy is the practice or custom of marrying more than one wife or more than one husband at the same time. Just mark the underline where the same time, because people can marry and remarry some other time. But polygamy is when a man marries more than one wife, or when a woman marries more than one husband at the same time. That is polygamy. And I would like to explain or expatiate further on this word polygamy. Polygamy is an English word that is made up of two words. One, poly, and the two, gamy. I would like to take it from the Greek root, the original root of that word polygamy. The original root of that word polygamy is polygamy, and it's made up of two words. One is poly. Poly means many, much, excessive, of many parts or different kinds, etc. Then gamy means marriage. So polygamy is the marriage of many spouses. That is polygamy.
Thank you, sir. Vika, I will ask you, what do you think can make a man to go into a polygamous marriage?
Many things can make a man to go into polygamy, but I will mention only three. One, when a man is born in a family and he is the only issue in that family, that will lead that man to marry many wives in order to raise children in that family, so that the family will not go into extinction. This is number one. Then number two, affluence and prosperity can make a man to marry many wives, just to show his affluence and prosperity. Then number three, when a man marries a nagging wife, this will lead him to marry another, or marry more than two or three, in order to relieve himself of that psychological trauma. Because a nagging wife can lead him to his untimely death. But when there are now two or three women, they will be striving to please him, and he will have a relief.
So are you saying that marrying more than one wife gives a man peace? Because when you are talking about a nagging wife, it will cause a man to go and marry a second wife. This marriage of second wife, is it what will solve the problem? Can it solve the problem? What if the second wife comes in and she's even worse than the first? Because the issue of marrying second wife, I don't think it will solve the problem. So what do you think should be done? What will you think that if a man marry more than one wife because the other one is nagging, that he will not have peace? What made you to say that?
Well, in some cases, it solves the problem. but in some cases it doesn't solve. But what the man wants is to have a relief from that nagging wife, so that the man will not die untimely. In some cases, it doesn't solve the problem, because you may go and marry another woman in order to have a relief from that nagging wife. Now you marry somebody who is even far worse than the first one. So that is why I say that in some cases it doesn't solve the problem. But for the immediate relief of that psychological trauma, the man will relieve himself, because there will be competition now among the two wives who will please the man better. Yes.
Ngozi, do you support, or what do you have to say on what Mika just said about marrying a second wife, just to calm the situation down? Do you think that will help?
That continues to lead to marrying so many wives, because if the second one comes in and is worse than the first, the man goes out again. The man goes out again to marry until the man marries the actual. So that's what I'm going to add.
So if the man is marrying, where he's looking for solution or looking for happiness, but that's not. I don't think that's a proper thing to do, because I feel if you are married to one wife and your wife is giving you issue, as a man, you have ways to make your wife calm. You have ways to address a nagging wife that will make her calm. There's conditions whereby you can even send the wife to the parents just for them to go and learn manners and ethics before bringing them back. So the issue of marrying, as you just said, if a man marries a second wife for the fact of, or the reason of, the first wife is nagging, if he marries the second one too is not good, or is even worse than, and it continues like that, that is why it will not be proper for a man to marry a second wife. Instead, he should look for a way to solve the situation, so that the issue of marrying second wife will not come into into his mind or into his life.
Agenda.
Yes. So the issue of marrying this second wife is not proper, and the nagging issue stuff is something that a man can on his own solve. So, Reverend, do you agree with me on this, what I just said now?
No, I don't agree with you, because the man cannot solve the problem of nagging wife. It is only God that will solve it. When the nagging has entered into the bloodstream of a woman, no person can stop it apart from God.
Then
so even if you take her to her father's compound 10 times, you will not solve the problem. Yes.
So if God does solve the problem, that means the man should go into prayers then.
Yes.
Instead of marrying second wife,
he should pray that we solve the problem, not taking the wife to the husband, to the father's house. We solve the problem.
Yes. I also wish to add that when the first marriage does not produce children, the man can still go into polygamy. Don't you think so?
Yes, on that ground, I think there should be a waiting time. The man should wait. It's not you marry 2 years, 3 years, even 5 years, you are not jumping to another marriage, or my wife cannot have a child. Yeah. So, because if you are going to check yourselves and it turns out that husband is okay, wife is okay, or there's anything they need to be treated, let the thing be treated. Maybe there's any condition that needs to be looked into, maybe on the side of the woman or the man, should be done. So if two of them are okay, I think they should wait. You should not make a man to go and marry a second wife. Vika, what do you think about this?
Yes, it depends on individual person, because many people have patience and the many don't have. Those who have patience, even if their wife doesn't give birth for many years, Be it 10 years, 12 years, they will continue to wait and pray until God answers their prayer. But somebody who has no patience, after 3 or 4 years, will go and marry another woman. But without knowing that you can marry another woman and that same woman will not also give birth.
Yes.
And they will continue to marry. Because you cannot run faster than your shadow.
Yes.
Because
under such condition, you don't even know whether the problem is from you, the man. By marrying another, yes, by marrying another wife, you find out that the woman will still come in and what is on ground is still what is on ground.
Yes, exactly.
Ngozi, what are the problem a woman that is married into a polygamous home face or passes through?
Well, a woman that goes into a polygamy has so many problems. One is that the woman will face negligence from the man automatically. The woman will face negligence. The woman will also face financial problem because most of the times what they say today may not be what they are going to carry out. So you find that maybe the man may have financial constraints. Then you go in and face much financial problem. And again, the woman may also face emotional problems because as it goes, maybe the man may marry about 3 or 4 wives. What time has he to attend to all of you emotionally? So most of the times the woman face emotional problems. And when they face emotional problems, it leads to unfaithfulness on the part of the woman. He is living in a house with a man, but he goes out to have emotional balance on her own.
So you are saying that a man that is married to more than one wife cannot satisfy them, and because of that, this will affect the wives emotionally and to cause them to look outside.
Yes, it does, because when a man marries 2 wives now, you cannot serve 2 masters at a time. The man may tend to get closer to one without getting closer to the other one. So if you are if it's other way around, then the neglected one will face emotional problems and then tend to find solution outside.
Okay, Ngozi, children that are born in a polygamous home, what are the problems that they face or they pass through?
Children that come from polygamous home face a lot of problems, but let's just name a few of them. One is that they lack the basic needs that a child requires in the home, that children require in the home. They lack the basic needs. In the sense that in the polygamous home, if the man is not financially up to date, he won't have enough finance to finance them. And that will now make them to have low academic achievements. And again, you'll find out that most of the times they tend to neglect their children because they have so many things to think about. Let's assume that a man marries about 3 or 4 wives and he has so many children. He will not attend to all of them. He will neglect some. So they face a lot of negligence. And again, because they come from rivalry environment, you always see them quarrel. You always see them fight. You always see them doing one awkward thing or the other. That's the experience we normally get, those of us in the school. When you trace back, you see that the child is from a polygamous home. So they tend to do a lot of things. And again, they tend to buy favor, gossip from one place to another because they want to go and tell you this so that they will find favor from your side and so on. And in the place of that, many of them may be showing some element of complex.
Wow.
They're showing some element of inferiority complex that they don't do this, they don't do that. And at the end, you see the mental one society or the other in order to come up and gain fame. Wow. That's what they do.
We'll be right back. Please stay tuned.
Polygamy has a lot of challenges, you know. Um, uh, in a family where a man has more than a wife, you know, has several wives to take care of. In our Nigerian economy, first of all, if I should talk about that, we see that a man that has a wife with children is finding it difficult to take care of his family, let alone a man who has several wives. You know, that is one. And then it's always associated with family conflicts. Conflicts, you know. The wives, you know, have different children, and of course they will have to quarrel over inheritance of the man, and whatever the man has to offer the children, they have to quarrel over it most of the time, you know. So I think that I will not advise any man to marry more than one wife.
My view on polygamy is that polygamy is not good. You know, God knows why He said in the Bible that He created them, man and woman. You know, one man, one wife. And like they will say that the woman will leave her house and go to stay with the man, I know, by way of marriage. So monogamy is the best. But then maybe to the viewers that should think that polygamy is better, I have a friend that will say that if you are going for polygamy, go for the odd number, you know, 3, 5, 7, and so on and so forth. By that I mean there would always be one that will stand alone, so that you will not have gang up in your family against you. So one will always be by your side. But moreover, overall, monogamy is the best.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Family Circle, and the topic we are treating is polygamy and the family. Before now, we have talked extensively on what the issue that borders on polygamy, and we want to continue. Please kindly join us. I will start by asking Ngozi, what will make a woman to go into a polygamous marriage? You know that this man is married and you still go into it as a second or third or whatever wife. What causes a woman to do that?
Well, so many things can make a woman go into polygamy. It depends on the stuff the woman is made of. First, I would say that the woman that is greedy will always want to get into polygamy. That is lust for wealth. The woman may be seeking for a man that has money, where she can enjoy herself, where she can be the talk of the town that she is marrying a wealthy man. It can make a woman go into polygamy. In fact, I know of a person that read law, came out first class in law, but she went and married a polygamous man as a third wife. Oh. So she's looking for wealth, that's all I know. And again, a woman may get into polygamy if the woman is seeking for fame. That is, that she belongs to so man, that a so man is being married to her. Like I said, I read one thing from the media. A wealthy woman, but it says from the media, said that she was one-time wife of the senator, one-time wife of a governor, one-time wife of Oni, and this time wife of an oil magnate in Saudi Arabia. Wow. So the woman wants fame. Like she has given her history like that, so she's very happy that she belongs to so men in the town. And again, the woman can go into polygamy when the marriage is becoming late. She may look at herself and say, I'm not looking for young men these days. I'm looking for somebody that is married before because of age or some other thing. The woman can go into polygamy. And again, the woman can go into polygamy because of family pressure. The family may tell, this is where I want you to go. This man is this and that. He can help us. He can do this. So family pressure can push a woman to go into polygamy. Thank you.
Vita, as a man, I want to ask, can a man that is in a polygamous marriage love the wives equally?
It's not possible. It's not possible. So the love a polygamist will have for the wives depends on how the wives behave. So whoever behaves better will be loved more than the other one. So the love cannot be.
There is the issue of, the latest is the most love. When you marry maybe the latest one, the third one, you marry the latest one, then you now love that one. So you are saying there's no way a man can love the wife because there's a religion that says you can marry more than one wife if you can love them equally. So are you saying that that saying cannot hold? It doesn't work?
No, that saying cannot work because it is not true. You cannot prove it. So whatever that cannot be proved is not true. So you cannot have equal love for all your wives if you are a polygamist. It cannot work. Even if you marry that one newly, yes, you will love her maybe at that initial stage. But when that one starts to misbehave, you can even go to the first one and they love her most.
And be regretting why you married
yes, and regret marrying that latest one.
Vika, as a man of God, how do you see or what can you say concerning tradition supporting multiple wives? Yes, the traditions in Nigeria support multiple wives. Or what do you have to say concerning that?
Yes, traditions and the customs may support polygamy. But that doesn't mean that God supports polygamy. God supports monogamy. And we have already said the reasons why people go into polygamy. One is when a man is just a single child in a family, no other male issue, no other female issue. So that man can now decide to marry many wives in order to have children, to avoid the family extinction. Then another one is wealth, just to exhibit wealth and influence. So you marry many wives. That is a tradition and culture. So, but that doesn't mean that God supports it or that it is God's design. So I still believe that our culture may support polygamy, but God does not support it.
On the issue of God not supporting polygamy, after Adam and Eve, when the people start multiplying on earth, God encouraged polygamy. Because some men, when you tell them that Bible does not support polygamy, they tell you if you go to the Old Testament, this person is marrying, David married so, the Solomon married so, and they use it to buttress their point why they should be polygamous. So now that the Bible, there's an aspect of the Bible that says so. Why are you now saying that God does not support polygamy?
Yes, the reason why I say that God does not support polygamy but monogamy is that right from the creation, when God created the first man on earth, Adam, whose name means earth or soil, God later decided to make him a helpmate or helpmeet. So whichever you call it is okay, it's correct. Then God created only one woman. God didn't create 2 women or 5 women or 20 women or 100 women. He created only one woman whom he named Eve, meaning life or living. And he gave her to Adam to be his helpmate or helpmate. So it will not take God anything to create 100 women for Adam if God so wishes and so designs. But God tried to teach us that polygamy is not his design. but monogamy. That is why he created that first woman and he gave her to Adam to marry as a single woman, not as 2 women or 20 women or 100 women. So even if others like David and the Solomon are married, so they are not the first man on earth. Then again, to prove that God does not want polygamy but designs monogamy, is that Abraham, whom God made the father of the faithful, married only one wife, Sarah. He didn't marry 2. And Abraham remains the father of the faithful till the world ends. So when Abraham is such an exemplar, then why then do we look at Solomon and David? So those people just married many women in order to exhibit their affluence and the wealth, not that they did God's design. Thank you.
To just round up, do you think polygamy makes a man happy? Just quickly.
Polygamy may make a man happy, may not make a man happy. Depends on the circumstance and situation. So when you marry many women and they are behaving well, then they will make you happy. But when you marry many women and they are all rough and bad, then you will die very soon. Yes.
Ngozi, when a man is married to more than one wife, like in polygamy, do you think it will cause or make them to be faithful to those 2 or 3 wives that they are married to?
It does not necessarily mean so. A man may marry many wives and still remain unfaithful. Yes, a man might marry about 10 wives and still remain unfaithful. It depends on it.
We have come to the end of today's episode of Family Circle. I thank you, my viewer, for being a part of this program, and saying thanks to my guests for coming. Vika, thank you for coming.
Thank you, the moderator.
Yeah. Ngozi, thank you for coming.
Thank you too.
Join us next week for another episode of Family Circle. My name is Favor Madiego. Thank you, goodbye, and God bless.